a Chiarna, Isa Crease, Mock Day, Jane Tokorum, Piakak. Diagwitch, Mafina, Othblin Freen Vashaditch. Hope you guys had a nice winter, Christmas, and New Year's. It is 2006. How did you start your new year? I started my New Year's in a church. I was very happy. I was able to introduce myself to a new church and recite a prayer in Irish. So this channel, or this YouTube channel, largely covers counter-terrorism activism. This particular live show is specifically promote Christendom and the Irish language as a way to counter terror. So we'll get religious and political. Everyone's two favorite subjects sandwiched in together. So I like to recite prayers in Irish. I think it's a good idea. I think the more people do it, the less evil there will be in our nation, and we can counter terror. And how's the Irish first? So that is my crusade. So we're going to talk about Iran, Venezuela. But first, I'm going to read a psalm, Psalm 13. I'm going to read Psalm 13 in Irish, and then I'm going to read it in English. And this came to me over the weekend because I had a difficulty, and I was looking for scripture to overcome that difficulty, and this is the one that I came across. And then it relates to current events as well. Manarike. Whoop, wrong one. This is a live show. K-Fod. Here, Mother, Missy, Ahiarna, Gabroth, K-Fod, Hula Kiar, Hyagan Un. K-Fod, Glockfod, Goharla, On, Manam. Dovron On, Bakroja, Guletamhul. K-Fod, Vod, Manev, Erna, Narduga, Osmakion. Mias, August, East, Missy, O Harna Magia, Soil Sig, Mahula, Dogla, Coildefin, Colon Voss, Jogla, Gunnail Bora, Manomwid, the Vocus, Na Aga August, Unwunter, Vudros May, Gard Fig, Nur Vim, Air, Corgohe, Ach, the Curus, Majoi, On the Tokaresi, Gard Doquid, Makrija, On the Sloga, Confi Cum, Ontirna, the Vrig, Goron, Shay, the Filvarum. Sperla, how long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long? I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow my heart daily. How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord, my God. Lighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, lest mine enemies say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he had dealt bountifully with me. I think that is lovely. For starters, not pronouncing the Irish perfectly. And if you have a problem with that, well, you can go to Kneecap. Yeah. Kneecap cost us €1 million this year, so better teach us Irish. This is what I'm doing. Reading scripture and prayers and hymns in Irish and just putting the effort in. But it's lovely. There's a lovely Psalm 13. Because King David's out in the battlefield. He's exhausted himself. He's a bit like, come on, God. Come on, I love you, baby. Come on, just come on, give it to me. Come on, come on. He's about to lose his hope. But he's still trusting God. And everything's going to be alright. So, that to me is a strong message. Just putting your trust in God and whatever God's plan is, and that is salvation. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Now, this kind of rolls on to the anniversary. It is today. Today's anniversary of the King's Mill massacre, where the Provisional IRA stopped a bus full of mostly Protestants, asked them if they're Protestant or Catholic, shot the Protestants, killed, I think it was 15 of them, caused others to be disabled and let the Catholics go. So it was definitely a sectarian attack. It was meant to be a retaliation of loyalists who had previously killed Catholics. So this is an example of ordinary people in Ireland at the time, and I was alive not in the 70s, but at the end of the Troubles, well, we would just pray that this would come to an end, and it did. And we eventually got our salvation from the Troubles, and we're heading towards troubled times again, unfortunately, but we do know the solution. And what's the solution? That's right, restoring our own to Christendom and housing the Irish first. We do those two things first. Have united Ireland of Catholics, Protestants and Jews, and we get rid of all the terrorists from our country. Get rid of the Provisional IRA, the UDA, Hamas, Hezbollah and Antifa, and the eco-fascists, whatever. Get rid of all the sectarian political extremists, because I mostly go to Protestant churches, so I don't want to I don't want to be murdered by the Provisional IRA, and neither do you. So let's all agree to not have paramilitaries, so don't have the Kingsmill massacre. And I'm sure some people will make the comment, more Catholics were murdered by Protestants, or more Catholics were murdered during the Troubles. Like, yeah, but it was mostly the Provisional IRA that murdered the Catholics along with the British forces. Because I'm a patriot, I support Ireland, I support everyone in our nation, which is Protestants, Catholics, and Jews. And if someone insists on being an atheist, they can at least, be charitable and promote Irish music or something. But, yeah, I'm an Irishman. I go to a Protestant church. I fight for my country to get rid of the Islamists. And in return, I expect the rest of my countrymen to not murder us, please. And join up. Let's join up. Let's Protestants, Catholics, few Jews come together. We get rid of all the paramilitaries, especially the Islamists. Yeah. So, in honor of all civilians, but particularly Protestants murdered during the Troubles, Saoirse. So, it's kicking off in Iran at the moment. People have gone to the streets. Entire towns have been taken over by the protesters. Well, one day I'll learn how to use this properly. But yeah, it's kicking off in Iran. Protesters taking their country back after decades of Islamist control. And it looks like the Shah will be coming into power soon. And in this channel we say, ooh, ah, up the Shah. 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 So hopefully Iran will become a democracy based on whatever Persian values is. And remind people that Iran was one of the first areas to receive Christianity in the first century. Syriac missionaries went to Iran, and there would have the Christian Church of the East. They speak Aramaic, the language Jesus spoke, and their prayers are more closer to what Jesus actually prayed. So it's a very rich culture. It's a very rich culture. And it's great to see that the past 10 years that the Christian population has doubled. So maybe we'll see a democratic Iran and a Christian Iran, and that will be great. So other than the liberation of Iran, what else do we have to hope for? Or what else has happened? Cool. These have stopped moving. Maduro, Venezuela, has been arrested, according to the Americans, under narco-terrorism charges, according to the Americans. This is going back to 2020. These charges came out in 2020, that Venezuela is networking a drugs cartel to swarm America with thousands of criminals every year. Well, if he didn't do it, then he'll have an easy court case. And there was almost no civilians were killed when the Delta Force kidnapped him. So Venezuela might become a democratic country. That's sweet. Now, I'm not an international law expert, as you might tell. As you might tell. So, did the Americans actually follow international law when they bombed Venezuela and kidnapped their president? I'm like, well, what does international law mean? The UN seems to be very happy with Islamists kidnapping and raping people, so this is a lot more civilized in comparison. And to be honest with you, I don't care, because as long as Irish people have no political representation in our own country and our politicians don't come to us about housing policies, well, then I'm quite happy to arrest every communist dictator in the country until Irish politicians get the message. It's doesn't matter if you're a dictator with lots of oil, one day someone might get you and arrest your commie ass. So, I guess I am on Team MAGA. I like more of what Trump does than he doesn't. I don't agree with half the stuff. If I was American, I'd be more annoyed about his economic and finance policies. But I'm American. I'm happy that he's arrested a communist dictator, and American Israel is helping, get rid of the Islamic regime of Iran. Both is awesome. Both are awesome. Now, there's lots of other people other than myself who could tell you more about the Chavez and Maduro regime. I mean, it was an oil culture, and now they have famines, right? That's the short of it. If I could say the number one thing that I don't like or I didn't like about Mudras' regime, is the fact that he used rape as a tool. This is a former high level judge, and in 2009 she was arrested, imprisoned, and raped. I don't like rapists, so I say flamethrow those rapists and get rid of all the communist Islamists in the world. I like whatever your qualms with that judge is, you shouldn't have arrested and raped her. So, Sic Semper Tyrannis, death to all tyrants. Brother, get the heavy flamer. Let's liberate the world. I'm getting better at using this. So, I would say the past 5 years in general have been awful for the West. European values died of COVID, and we've had hyperinflation, the realization that our politicians are against us. And that our friends and neighbors will stab us in the back for social media likes. We saw a massive centralization of the powers, or consolidation towards the rich and the powerful. But dictators being toppled. So that's and Christianity has been growing since COVID. So it's just the darkest before the dawn. So remember Psalm 13. When it seems like everything is screwed, just trust that God's plan will work. That good will triumph over evil. So now, finishing off the Lord's Prayer. Assuming you know what it is in English, I'm just going to read it to you out in Irish. In anam de ar, agus on mick, agus on spiroid nave. Amen. Nahar. Atá nave. Good nainter de anam. Good chogda de riach. Good jainter de hell a tolov mar a jainter nave. Narn lehul tower dunin you agus smot din virka. Mar Mohammed dar veiknu fein agus na lighin ikahu oxer o olk. Amen. Grove Mohaget and Fina Scrollum Tussa Atbrin Fui Face Ditch.